first alert, the former Green Bay superintendent will be working in the Atlanta, Georgia area this school year. Dr. Claude Tiller Jr. will become the superintendent to Rise schools in Georgia. As we've reported, the former superintendent resigned in February after he made comments on an Atlanta radio show about the Green Bay Area School Board when his microphone was still on during a commercial break. The school board accepted his resignation, but it sparked calls for his reinstatement. The board said that Tiller could not be reinstated. Documents obtained by Action 2 News say Tiller received a lump sum of $250,000 actually as part of that resignation.